Hey, it's Jeff here. Welcome to NEBR, New England Beer Reviews. Today, from Maine, Shipyard Boatload Berry Wheat Ale, 4.5% alcohol by volume. I haven't done anything in Shipyard for ages. In fact, I don't think I've had anything to drink from Shipyard in a long, long time. Well, in 2025, I think I had their Pumpkinhead, one of those. But of course, I'm not drinking as much alcohol in general, so Shipyard, although it's always been a brewery I liked, I haven't really been actively looking for it, unless I can find some old thumper, which I haven't seen in ages. So, enough of my background. Let's open it right up. And gee, just the second I break open that cap, I smell the berries, that's for sure. Let's pour it into a Shipyard glass. All right, it's the wrong type of glass for this type of an ale. Wheat ale should be in tall glasses. But this says Shipyard on it. So, that's why I'm doing it that way. So I'm not going to fill it up. I'm going to fill it up just enough to kind of do a review about it. So let's take a look. Golden pour, for sure. Golden pour. Obviously a big head. I got to learn to pour slower. These heads are too big for me. But anyway, cream, colored off white, golden, maybe yellowish, depending on which of my spotlights I hold it up to. I have 3 different lights in my face. So, aroma on this, as I mentioned right at the outset, I get that berry character right away. I think it's blueberry. You know, Shipyard had a blueberry ale, and I'm wondering if this is a new take on that. 4.5%. I mean, look at the label. It does have blueberries on it on a boat. So, I wonder if this is their new, it's maybe been rebranded or something like that. But anyway, Shipyard out of Portland, Maine, I've always been a fan of their brews. They have a certain distinction to them. They use ringwood yeasts a lot, so it gives it kind of an additional character that you don't get as much in other types of craft beers. So let's check out the aroma. As I mentioned, I'm mostly getting berries up front. I'd say that's the main aroma I'm picking up. I'm not picking up so much wheat in the background. The berries are pretty strong. There's a bready sort of character there. There's a brief sort of a wheat sort of character going on. It's definitely a fruity sensation because of the berries. So, but it really smells like blueberries. So let's check out the taste. All right, now I'm picking up more of the wheat characters in the flavor. And there's a mild sweetness, but it's definitely a very berry character. So they're not lying when they call it a berry wheat ale. Berry being the first word. There is a bitterness going on here. It's kind of a biting bitterness. I'd put it in a moderate range. It doesn't linger for a long time, but there's definitely sort of a bitterness that ends in the beer. The wheat character is kind of downplayed. It's generally a very sweet beer. Body falls into lighter to a light range, not watery. It's better than watery. Light to medium body, I would think, is what I would characterize it as. What's that bitterness is really something. You get this big sort of wash of fruit and berries at the beginning, and then all of a sudden, once you take the first sip and swallow it, the berries go down, then suddenly bitterness comes back. And it just really sort of balances out in that regard. So I'm not sure, it doesn't say in here what type of hops they use, but they're definitely, I would put them more in a floral range or fruity range, something like that. So anyway, not a bad beer. Like I said, I don't know if it's the same thing as their old Shipyard blueberry that they used to put out. I haven't seen that in a long time, so it's possible it's come back under this name. I haven't had it in a long time either, so I can't quite recall off the top of my head. I do remember that one being very blueberry in character, but I can't quite recall any certain characteristics stand out other than the blueberry character. It wasn't one I drank a lot. I'd had it a few times, but it wasn't one I drank a lot. When I buy Shipyard brews, I usually was looking for the Old Thumper or the Double Old Thumper or some of their other European style brews that they used to do. So, but anyway, this one's not bad. If you like the style, if you like blueberries in your beer, you probably would like this one. So, how might I compare this? When I do ratings lately, I don't like to sort of pick a number and say, oh yeah, I'm going to give it this. I like to try to think of what beer I consider the best in the category. And it probably is the Shipyard one that they used to do. And maybe something from, so that one sort of stands out. But I don't think this, I think the bitterness on this is a little more than I would like. The flavor is definitely blueberry, so if you like blueberries, you're definitely getting that character. That's front and center for sure. So if you like that, you'll like that. The body is light to medium, sort of soft and smooth. It's sort of above average. So overall, I'm not gonna put this really high on the scale. I would put it sort of definitely an above average characteristic or above average category. How about give it about an 87 out of 100, 8.7 out of 100. I think it's nicely done. I think it's just too much blueberry for me. I kind of like to have picked up more of the wheat. Either that's just not my palate's not picking it up, because it's a berry wheat ale. So I would have liked to have had more wheat other than berries. The berries seem to be right in my face. So I'll stick with that. 8.7, 87 sounds good to me. B plus, whatever. So that will do it for now. This is from Shipyard. This is their Boatload Berry Wheat Ale. Thanks for watching NEBR. I'll catch you again next time.